What's up, future millionaires? It's Mike the Investor. Now, in today's content, we're going to talk about the UFO gaming token, also known as the dark metaverse virtual play-to-earn game. Now, there are timestamps in the description for you below if you are looking for a specific section in this video. But what we're going to cover is number one, we're going to look at the price chart for the UFO gaming token, but we're not just going to look at the price chart today. We're going to also look at the circulating supply and see how much market cap does it take to reach certain price targets. Secondly, we're going to dive into their new website that they just redesigned, and me personally, I thought the last website was pretty dope, which I showed in the first UFO gaming video I did. Thirdly, we're going to dive into where you can actually purchase the UFO gaming token. And then last but not least, we're going to end it off with my closing thoughts on UFO. And so before we dive into it, take advantage of grabbing you some free Bitcoin by using the Voyager and BlockFi link in the description below. But enough talking, let's jump into it. Alright, crypto investors, welcome back to the channel. So we are on dextools.io, and we're also going to look at CoinGecko as well. And so as we can see, for the current price 0.00049, we are currently up about 10% on the day. And if we look at the amount of holders, over 46,000. Now the first video I did, which was a few days ago, they had just reached the 40,000 milestone holder. So we can see that this project is growing extremely fast. Now when you look at the market cap, a little over 1.2 billion. And so let's move over to CoinGecko here, and so we can see it's still up about 10%. Now the market cap still relatively the same, 1.2 billion. Now as we look at the circulating supply, before we look at this and look at how much market cap it actually takes to reach certain price targets, let's go down and actually see how much UFO has been up here recently. And so for the past 30 days, we can see that UFO is up over 300%, the past 2 weeks up 100%, the past week up 100% as well. And then on the 24 hours, as we've seen, it's up 10% on the day. Now if we look at the all-time low, been out a little bit of time, but still a relatively new project. Now it just hit an all-time high today, and it's only 9% down from where it currently was, and so it's still relatively high in price. And so if I hit the 90-day chart, you can see that this baby just took off once it started getting partnerships, once it started developing and releasing new information on the game. And so let's go ahead and move back up here to the price chart here briefly. And real quick, we can see the market is still down technically about 1.4%, which is a little bit under 2.7 trillion. But if you're looking at the beginning of the year, we are still at all-time highs, because remember, in January, we were under 900 billion for the entire market cap, and now we are right under 2.7, and we hit a high of 3.1 trillion. And so we are still technically at all-time highs. And so I want to go ahead and copy the circulating supply here, which is 25.7 trillion. And I want to pull up my calculator. We're going to paste that in here, and let's just start at 1 penny, just so we can put things into perspective on how much it really takes to move this price with the current circulating supply. And so we're going to hit the times 0.01, which would give us 1 penny per UFO token. We're going to hit the equal. That's going to be a 257 billion market cap. Now, as time go on, can that happen? Well, first and foremost, the gaming and metaverse, sectors have to develop a lot more before any of this can even be possible. And let me just kind of explain what I mean by this. If we go over to the categories here, let's just take a look at the gaming side. The gaming sector is only 38 billion. The metaverse side, which overlaps with the gaming side, 38 billion. You look at play to earn, 36 billion. And so these sectors haven't even hit 100 billion alone, let alone it trying to reach this type of market cap. Now, is it possible with time on its hand? Yes, it's possible. But in the short term, we got to be realistic. So I just want to let that be known. So let's clear this out and let's go down to 1/10 of a penny, right? So times 0.001. That's going to give us a tenth of a penny. We're going to hit the equal, and that's a 25.7 billion market cap. Even still with this is still a lot of money compared to the size of, when we look at the metaverse, 38 billion. And so when we look at Axie Infinity, it is the highest price, gaming metaverse token right now, and it hit a high of around 10 billion for the market cap. Now, people are saying that UFO gaming could potentially be the next Axie Infinity. Well, if we're looking at market cap wise, let's clear this out. And we're going to hit the times, and we're going to do 0.000 one more time, and then we're going to do the 5. And as you can see, this current price here, 0.0005. But if we hit equal here, we can see that puts us at a 12.8 billion market cap. So that's a little bit over where Infinity was at an all-time high. And so just to put things into perspective, this is how much it actually takes, to move this price based off of this circulating supply. However, I don't know if the project is going to do another coin burn like when they burn half of the supply. And so with that being said, I'm not banking on that supply, and this is not financial advice, but with a project like this that is looking very promising, what you will want to do is find a good time to buy in and grab a nice amount of quantity, so when it does have its run up, it will be worth your while. Now remember, this is not financial advice. These videos are strictly for entertainment and educational purposes only. Now, hopefully that puts things into perspective based off of the circulating supply and what's possible in the short term versus the potential long term. So we still have to see, the metaverse and the gaming and play to earn, it still has a lot of developing to do. We are still very new to this whole industry. And so before projects can see massive amounts of market cap, the entire industry has to grow itself. And so now let's kind of dive into the new and updated website and kind of just do a brief review on the UFO gaming token. Let's check it out. And so here's the new website. Now if you click on the watch trailer, it will take you over to YouTube, which will show you the 40-second trailer of the game, which does look pretty dope. And here you can see it is a play to earn new gaming model taking the world by storm. And so as we move down, here is the gaming/blockchain, and then this is a virtual world which will run auctions where people can purchase their own piece of planet and earn revenue from the game by completing specific tasks. Now if we go down a little bit further, in the future, these pieces of land can be used to build infrastructure for the planet, such as virtual NFT stores, collection galleries, weapon stores, and buy and sell NFTs from the game, which is pretty cool. And so as we move down to the actual Super Galactic, which is the name of the game, these are some screenshots from it. So here go a couple screenshots. And if you watch the trailer, you will actually see this, in real time on that trailer. And so moving on down, here's kind of all of the main elements, to the game itself. You have the NFTs, which is actually being launched on Polygon, which is going to make the fees non-existent, and extremely bullish on that. And I'm also bullish on Polygon as well. You have the play to earn gaming sector, which they have a 2-token system. You have the governance UFO token here, and then you have the UAP token, which will serve as the second token, which people can earn via completing in-game quests, tournaments, and our future player versus player battle mode. Now you have a rating system, which I think is pretty cool as well, which you can see the rating system is actually going to go off the character or player who is more active, which gives you the ability to earn more revenue in UAP. And then moving on down, you have the breeding and trading of characters, and then you have the NFT marketplace as well. And so that is the new website for the UFO gaming metaverse project. Now if you're curious on what the older website looked like, which I thought was pretty cool as well, check out this first video that I did on the UFO gaming token. Now let's briefly talk about where you can actually purchase the UFO gaming token. Now, in a short amount of time, it's definitely had a lot of success. It is on 2 decentralized exchanges, which are Uniswap, of course, and ShibaSwap, and it's on 5 centralized exchanges. And I'm going to briefly show you these screenshots as I give you the name so you kind of know what to look for. Now, the first UFO listing they managed to get was 𝗬𝗥𝗬𝗣𝗧𝗢, which happened around October 5th. If you look at the next listing, will be Gate.io, which happened around November 9th. Then you have the Bitmart listing, which happened November 18th. You have BitTrue, which happened a little bit after that. I'm not sure the exact date. And then last but not least, which is the most recent listing, which is 𝗬𝗥𝗬𝗣𝗧𝗢, which happened the 23rd of this month. And so by looking at those, remember we have Uniswap, ShibaSwap, which is your decentralized exchanges, and then we just went over the centralized exchanges where you can actually purchase it, where you don't have to really deal with those fees. All right, and so before we dive into my closing thoughts on the UFO gaming token, do me a favor, if you gain some value from this video, smash that like button. And so in the short term and the long term, I do think the UFO gaming token can be successful. Now in the short term, we have already seen the success that it's been able to achieve so far. It's on 7 exchanges, 2 decentralized and 5 centralized. And the good thing about this is some people may say it's too late, but depending on where you're looking, if you're looking for the long term, it is not too late in my opinion. Definitely if this project continues to be successful, which I have a good feeling that it will. Number 1, Chainlink and Polygon. These projects are solidified and here to stay. They're not going to put their name on a project that they don't believe is going to be here. Also, when we look at some of the partnerships besides Chainlink and Polygon, I don't know the exact names right off the top, but they've got 2 main partnerships where one helps with their in-game wallet when the game launches. And then they have another partnership as well that helps with the overall scalability of the game. And so they're making strategic partnerships to set themselves up to be successful. And so in the short term, I do think this project can still be successful as far as when it comes to gains. And so depending on what type of investor you may be, whether it's a long-term or a short-term. Long-term, I think this project has a great deal to be successful, and I definitely think you can see a lot of gains depending on how long you're willing to hold it. Remember though, this is not financial advice, so please do your own research. Now in the short term, if the gaming, industry and metaverse industry keeps booming like it's doing, I believe UFO is going to continue to make new highs in the short term. Just my opinion. Now, how high will it go? I'm not sure, but remember, we took a look at the circulating supply and how much market cap it actually takes for it to reach certain prices. So that gives you an idea on where it can actually reach based off of how much market cap you think it can reach in the time that you're wanting to hold the asset. So hopefully that makes sense for you. But as a whole, I think the project can be successful. It's already shown a great deal of success. And quick disclaimer, I do own the UFO gaming token. I am bullish on it myself. I've also let the Patreon members know as well. So if you would like that inside access, click the link down below. Check out the Patreon. But that is all I got for you. Remember to stay inspired, stay motivated, always invest in yourself, and I'm out.